elementary, junior year, junior Kronos over here, has been something that the way we use it in South Africa is different to how it's used elsewhere. The reason we use it the way we've used it in South Africa is because that's how God has led it. So when I got this Kronos manual, I didn't get the Kronos manual and read the instructions and go through the yellow pages and see, okay, on this day my middle child must do these activities and my older child must do those activities, like the lesson plans show. We discarded all of those because God gave us this manual for the sake of training the children in character. So I'm not going to be guided by lesson plans as to tell me how must I do it and where I must do it. I must be guided by God. And so we used only the white pages of Kronos, the Kronos manual, and we used activities that were appropriate to our family. We did the character trait appropriate to our family. And this was Mom's manual, and I would go through all the activities and decide what we're doing when, why, how, which was appropriate. When the children were a little bit older, we went on a transition journey. I didn't know that I was doing this. This isn't like a formula that we had worked out, that I read the book or went to the seminar and they told me how to do it. It was more, what do I do now, Lord? And because he knew what he wanted done in this ministry, and because he knew what he wanted established for lots of other families to follow that way, he guided and led us, and we followed that leading. And we have since come to experience something amazing from that leading, and that the way he directed us to do Kronos is uniquely something specific about his heart, the way what he wants, how he wants families, what he wants them to focus on. Okay, so when I got to starting to get to exiting out of junior Kronos, for want of a better word of calling it, the yellow, red, and green manuals of Kronos, how do you go from that into Kronos? How exactly? I don't know. I've never done that before. No one's ever taught me or shown me. And what I felt led by the Lord to do, is to start pulling Missy into her selecting activities that we will do for the next season. And her and I talking about and praying, not just Greg and I talking about and praying about the next character trait that we need to focus on in our family, but for the three of us, because now she's moving into adult life, to ask the Lord about which next character trait. Should we do cooperation again, even though we've done it, or should we do honor? And then, interestingly enough, every time I gave her the mandate, the instruction to now see what character trait she felt we needed to move on with, she always considered Jamie as the priority focus of what we need to do. So she might say we need to do honor because Jamie doesn't understand anything about honor. So, I mean, he was little, okay, so she'd, or whatever it might have been, she would identify her little brother who didn't have, she was 15, he was 10. And she'd identify that he needed more understanding in this patience. She says, we did patience a couple of times over because she saw that she felt that her brother needed more patience. So then we would then take it the next step, and that is, okay, Missy, out of the patience unit, which activities do you think we should do? Oh, we're not going to plant the garden because we've done that. And we've done a lot of bread, so we won't do that. And so then she would, with me or on her own, select the activities that she thought was appropriate for our family. But it was so interesting that she was constantly considering him, not so much herself, about what she would like to do. We'll do this activity because that'll be good for Jamie. That's you know, and it was very interesting. Please note that that is training in motherhood. Okay, that was unbeknown to me. She was actually getting trained to consider her own children and what she needs to be doing. Not, oh, this sounds like a nice activity. I want to do this one, Mom. She wasn't doing that. She was going, what does he need? And so that was a result of having trained the character and considering what we spoke about this morning, considering others, loving unconditionally, and all of that. So she started selecting the activities, and then we did that. Now this was our transition phase from Kronos, elementary, junior Kronos, across into the higher education Kronos. And we did that for a whole year or more of Missy being more familiar and in touch with this manual.